All right, we'll get started. Hello, welcome to the 2025 ASN Nursing Meeting, and I got feedback. Okay. It's my great honor and privilege to welcome you here today to this momentous occasion for these students graduating. This is our Associate of Science in Nursing class. We're gathered here to celebrate the defining milestone and journey they have had. And their journey has been marked with perseverance. I can't even talk today. I'm getting feedback. Can y'all hear me okay in back? Good. Their perseverance, their growth, and their unwavering commitment to finish school. Now, before I go any further, graduates, let's be honest. How many of you, at some point during your nursing school education, seriously considered a career in professional sleeping, coffee tasting, or even alpaca farming? Raise your hands. But yet you're still here. You didn't give up. You pushed through your clinicals, your exams, your care plans, and you had more caffeine than any human body should consume. But you made it here. So that alone deserves a standing ovation. So I congratulate you. Congratulate. I can't even talk. You're here. Thank you. I do not like talking in front of people, which you know, just in front of the students because they give me a hard time all the time. To our graduates, today is a symbol of all that you have overcome. The countless clinical hours, exams, sleepless nights, and personal sacrifices have brought you to this very moment. The pin you will receive is more than just a tradition. It is a badge of honor, a symbol of compassion, courage, and skill that define a nurse. It represents your readiness to serve, to heal, and to lead one of the most noble professions in the world. To the family, friends, and loved ones, thank you. Your support has been the foundation behind each graduate's success, whether it was a word of encouragement, a helping hand, or simply being there in the silence when those days were the hardest. Your presence makes a difference. So we also congratulate you on being here with your graduates, because y'all deserve it as much as they do. To our faculty, I thank you for your tireless dedication. You have not only imparted knowledge, but you also modeled integrity, empathy, and excellence. The seeds you have sown into each of these students will bear fruit in every patient that they touch. So thank you. To our administration, which are here, our clinical sites, we thank you because we could not do this and teach these students without each and every one of you. So we appreciate and thank all the time and effort you helped us put into these students as well. At this time, I'd like to ask Chancellor Fiegel to come up and say a couple words to the students.
Thank you, Jamie. So, a lot of gratitude and thanks today. The nursing club did an awesome job. This setup is spectacular, and I know it takes a lot of work. We put a lot of work into doing it, but everybody here is appreciating it. So thank you for that hard work. Doesn't surprise me. One thing that I've learned about nurses is that they're the first ones to show up, first one to talk up, and first one to speak up, and they are as a group. And always reflect back over the years. Mary Pappas was our director of nursing for a number of years, and at the Pinion, she'd always say, you got to get up there and tell the nurses that you love them. And I can do that. I can tell you that I do love you. My wife is a nurse, and I love her, and her sister's a nurse, and I love her, and her mother and grandmother of my children are nurses. So we love a lot of nurses, and what you've accomplished today is totally awesome. I want to thank all the parents, all the people that support mechanisms for these graduates. They couldn't have done it without you, I know that. It's a long, hard journey. This morning I had the opportunity to have a brunch with our Golden grads, and there were 6 nurses in that group of Golden grads. They're graduates that graduated 50 years ago from, at that time, Northern, Montana State University Northern. And their accomplishments, they went around the table and talked about their 50 years of nursing, and it's pretty incredible to hear their stories. The faculty and the staff that helped prepare these young kids to get through this program, I want to thank you again for all that hard work. I've said it time and time again, the rigor in the program to get through a nursing program is as hard as any program you can get through. And you do it all in 2 years. It's amazing. It's literally a sacrifice. I want to thank our nurses, the faculty of the program. They've taken our program to being one of the top best nursing programs in the country. And to that, I go, way to go, because they've done that step by step, brick by brick, continuous improvement through the years. And today it is one of the better programs at least in the state of Montana for sure. So when I started thinking about words of wisdom for the nurses, I always ask my wife, she's a 44-year nurse, what should I say to them this year? She started reeling off a whole bunch of stuff, and I said, well, you know what? Why don't you say it for me this year? So, come on now. Sherry, a lot of you don't know her, but would have known her. She ended up with her career in nursing, and then for the last 7 years of that, became our director of student health on our campus. So she worked with lots of students and had a good time doing that. And so she's qualified to talk to you guys. And so I thought, give them a few words of wisdom.
Well, this is definitely what a recommendation will do for you, isn't it? Maybe faculty and staff ought to keep that in their heads. At any rate, I first want to say congratulations to all of you that made it through this program. It is rigorous and it is difficult. And I remember well preparing for those tests, those nursing tests, staying up until the wee hours of the morning, studying with my roommates, doing those flashcards, making up questions that might be on that test, going to bed in the wee hours of the morning, only to wake up early to start studying again. It was exhausting, wasn't it? But we did it. And we did it, and it was one of the best things you did. For me, becoming a nurse was one of the greatest achievements I've ever done. It truly was a gift given to me. I am honored every day to be able to say I'm a nurse. And I think you guys will be too. Nursing is not an easy job. In fact, it is a lot of work. And there will be days you come home after a day shift or a night shift when you are exhausted, weary, fatigued. But I hope that during that moment when you're feeling all of that you'll be able to remember that you touched at least one person and helped them. Nursing is actually an act of service. And it's an act of service not just for our patients, but oftentimes you're going to find yourself in a situation where you have to give that service to the family. They will look to you for comfort and support in very difficult and trying times. And you'll be there. You'll show up because that's what nurses do. It has been said that a patient never forgets their nurse during a difficult time, a critical time, a life-altering time. And I think that's true. But for me personally, I never forgot those patients. It is so fortunate for us as nurses to be able to be a part of such a wonderful experience as to be in a delivery room, assisting as a new life comes into this world. And it is also a blessing to be able to be that nurse that is holding your patient's hand and giving them comfort as they take their last breath. To me personally, a nurse, being a nurse, is a gift. And I want to congratulate you all for making it to the other side. Thank you and God bless you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Before I begin reading this message, I'd like to take a moment to share a message from Professor Zucala. While he couldn't be here today with us, he wanted to make sure his words and support were still part of this special day. He wrote a few words for us all, and it's my honor to share them with you now. As I told you during nursing orientation, nursing school is a crucible. I use this specific word in describing nursing school because I think it most accurately describes the transformation that occurs within the experience that you all have now endured. A crucible is defined as a situation of severe trial or in which different elements interact, leading to the creation of something new. Over the last couple years, I have watched each of you endure moments of strain, periods of doubt, and failure. These moments in which all, including myself, experience in nursing school are as much the preparation for your life as the nurse, as the tests, quizzes, reading, and studying. To know failure, doubt, and struggle is the key element of your education. This is because nursing is about more than the material covered in your textbook. Each of you must be taught that failure is always an option in life. You can quit, so you must show your inner strength. The best test of strength of a person is to observe what they do when they fail. Some choose to take the easy road of letting themselves quit and find an easier road to walk. Others choose to learn from failure and continue to grow smarter, stronger, more confident in their ability and show fortitude in the face of defeat. This is among the most important lessons you learn in nursing school. You must also learn how strong you really are in order for you to draw upon the inner strength each day as a nurse. Furthermore, nursing is about the provision of care to other human beings. Often, these other people are in periods of doubt. Perhaps they are experiencing the failure of their bodies, minds, or watching life eat from them, or a loved one, and are experiencing an untreated fear of what is to come. Your ability to draw on your strength to support them is critical. Nurses choose to go into harm's way, accept risk, and endure hardship to support and care for people they may have never met and may never see again. If this is not an act of love, I'm not sure what is. Hence, remember that those soft skills, the care that you provide, is more than nursing interventions and medications. Your most important care can sometimes be as simple yet ethereal as holding the hand of a dying patient or actively listening to the troubles of an emotionally struggling patient. As of this moment, I am sure that each of you have changed in ways that perhaps you have not yet seen. Think about that for a moment. Think about sitting in Havre in the August of 2023. Think about how much you've changed since then. I can tell you that I have never seen a person leave nursing school the same way they began. In this way, I am lucky. Each year, I get to watch groups of young people reshape themselves moment by moment into strong, capable, perfectionist nurses. It gives me confidence. You give me confidence in the future. Each of you sitting here with your loved ones has chosen the hard road. You've chosen to put aside your doubt and not let failure defeat you, and to put the needs of others above your own. I salute you. Now go out there and take care of your communities, your teammates, and yourselves. One last thing, we are nurses.
Hello, you can hear me? Good afternoon, everyone. I'm so honored to be standing here. Good afternoon, everyone. Our distinguished guest, Chancellor Kigo, Provost Jennifer Brown, CRHS Dean Dr. Debbie Wikers, hospital professionals, faculty, staff, and our 2025 ASM graduates. Welcome everyone to the pinning ceremony of ASM class of 2025. I am Kasturi Udaykumar, nursing faculty in the College of Health Sciences, and it's my honor to be here and speak in front of everyone in the college of representing our nursing students. And I am, first of all, thank you very much, students, for inviting me to your speaker. We've all gathered here to celebrate the days of our graduates, their hard work and success. And it's not just the graduates' hard work, it's also their families. So it's your celebration too. These students have chosen a profession to help and serve human lives. You're going to make a difference in a human being. They made their goals, they put in their hard work, their dedication and commitment to enter the profession. I had the privilege to teach these students throughout the program in all the semesters and in various classes and their lectures and clinicals and simulation labs, whatnot. I'm very proud to see how each one of you have evolved, how each one of you have grown and evolved over these semesters as a professional, and not just as a professional, but also as an individual. Over the last few years, I was able to build a connection with these students and get to know at least some of them closely. Some of the students used to visit with me in my office. They shared their struggles with me. They shared their fun times. They shared their family pictures. They shared with me stories at home, even some incidences at work, and also asked very intriguing questions in and outside of class. Over the last 3 years, these nursing student graduates have spent countless days and hours studying for exams, quizzes, writing papers, attending lectures, completing readings, assignments, care plans, papers, quizzes, journals, endless things. They completed 270 nursing lab hours and 495 clinical hours in nursing, besides their general education classes and lectures and labs. In this cohort, we have different types of students in terms of traditional students who are right out of high school, non-traditional students, and also student athletes. It is commendable that our graduates worked mostly full-time and also part-time while they were in nursing school. And we also had student athletes in this program, basketball, rodeo, etc., with their full-time coursework. Let's have a huge round of applause to all these students who managed to work full-time or part-time besides the nursing school, and also all the student athletes who were dedicated, putting their time and energy to complete their degree while being an athlete. Most of our graduates have multiple responsibilities outside of their school. As parents, they were mothers, they were fathers, they were partners, they were family members to their loved ones. Over the last few years, these students have gone through multiple challenges, such as struggling for a good work-life balance, am I right? Jobs, childcare responsibilities, other family responsibilities. Some of our students had to face very devastating situations like family deaths, health issues, family issues, financial issues, work issues, etc. Not just challenges, but we also had some good, positive life events. One of our students had a new baby while she was in nursing school. Miss Buckingham. Those students, nursing school is tough, especially with all these challenges. Despite the physical and mental challenges of nursing school, our students work diligently and put in their hard work and commitment towards the completion of the degree. These students could not have reached this point and achieved this great work without a strong support from their family, their loved ones, and their great children. I can't leave them. Those nursing students who are parents, think of the number of hours that you were away from your children so that you could finish your homework. Think of the mommy time and the daddy time that your children missed because their moms and dads were in school. I appreciate all the children who supported and helped their parents achieve their goals and dreams. Let's give a big round of applause to all the graduates' children who were a strong support to graduates to complete the nursing school. And those of you who are partners of our graduates, think of the quality time that you missed because your partner had to finish homework, study for exam, go to clinical, etc. Or on a fun note, think of the partners who got a break because your partner went to nursing school. Think of those family members, your friends who have encouraged, supported, and wished you good to achieve your dreams. Let's give an applause to all of the graduates' partners, their family members and friends within the class and also outside who supported the graduates to achieve their goals. It is very commendable that they have put in a lot of time, dedication, and hard work to reach where they are now. These students have learned to overcome challenges, resolve conflicts, and took a tough path, will take on a tough path if needed, and they have learned resilience. I want to say this to our graduates, no matter where you are at in your life, wherever your goals take you, never forget the path you have taken. Be grateful to all the people who supported you, including your family, your professors, your staff, at Northern, and all the clinical facilities who strongly supported you to complete your clinical hours. Be grateful to all the nurses, doctors, and other professionals who taught you and supported you to complete your program. Without their coaching and support, you wouldn't be here where you are now. Thank all the resources at Northern, your donors who offered scholarships, other facilities in Havre, like job services, and many other supporting staff from MSU-Northern who were part of your success. You have chosen a great, noble, and caring profession, and I'm sure each one of you will be proud of yourself by entering the nursing profession to save human lives. As you step into the career, you may face a lot of challenges. However, remember that you have learned the skills to overcome the challenges in nursing school. After the first few months or after a year or two, I'm certain that you will become comfortable in your profession and confident. Give yourself time to adjust to your career and be positive every day. I also want to remind you of these success steps. I know I've talked about these multiple times in various classes. Know the rules, follow your nursing code of ethics. Don't assume things, ask questions if you don't know. Don't make any judgments. Follow good time management. Communicate and document as appropriate. In some instances, you may need to follow your guts. Help others, advocate for your patients and yourselves. make ethical decisions, and practice the profession with integrity. And lastly, not the least, practice self-care. Bring in a positive attitude in your work, respect your patients and coworkers, be a good role model for others, love yourself and others. You are nurses, you're going to make a difference in every human being. You will get blessings from your patients. So I want to congratulate you all once again. Thank you, and congratulations to all ASM graduates, and happy Nurses Week.
Good afternoon. My name is Bradley Patricks. I'm the nursing club president and one of the class representatives for the class of 2025. First, I'd like to send a huge thank you to our families, friends, and faculty. Your support, encouragement, and patience over the past few years has been instrumental in us being here today, especially when we were running on 3 hours of sleep and enough coffee to fill a small swimming pool. I'd like to start from the beginning. Looking back, it's hard to believe how far we've come. Remember those first days when we were taught how to properly wash our hands? Or you can't get odd numbers when you do a manual blood pressure. Now, here we are, confident maintaining a sterile field, and certified in both advanced stroke and advanced cardiovascular life support, able to handle something like a cardiac arrest at any time. But please don't go out of your way to test us. And let's not forget the countless hours of studying pharmacology, arguably one of the harder subjects in nursing school. But come to find out that half the battle was simply pronouncing the medication names correctly. Who knew that hydrochlorothiazide would roll off the tongue so easily? And of course, we can't forget grapefruit juice, the arch nemesis of half the medications that exist. Oh, and then there's the side effects are nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, or weight gain. Now, pathophysiology. That was a tough one. Essentially, you learn all about the bad things that can go wrong with the body, but there's always something else that is going on. It's like you just thought you learned left-sided heart failure, and suddenly you hear crackles, and boom, that's me, pulmonary edema. Today, as we celebrate our achievements, let's remember this as just the beginning. The knowledge, skills, and experiences we gained here will guide us as we step into the roles of registered nurses. In the words of Florence Nightingale, let us never consider ourselves finished nurses. We must be learning all of our lives. So let's take that in spirit with us as we continue to grow, succeed, and make a positive impact in the lives of our patients. Congratulations, class of 2025. The future is bright, and it's ours. So, as you can see with the program, we do have a slideshow that we need to prepare for by shutting some doors and shades.
And this is a special moment to where they have their family come up and they actually get their nursing pin. This is something that they've worked for, so we are pleased to facilitate each and every one of you gaining your nursing pin, because every single one of us, when we graduated, got a pin. So this is your time to get your nursing pin and enter into the workforce. So we'll get started. So, as we're going to have the graduates come down with their family. And first I have Sheridan Boucher. Sheridan is from Malta, Montana. She plans on working as a new graduate in Glasgow at FMDH on the med-surg floor, with future plans to cross-train in the ER and OB. Sheridan plans on finishing her BSN, and she has completed her minor in psychology. She would like to thank her husband Blake for always believing in her, supporting her dreams, and pushing her to continue to better herself and their family's future. She would also like to thank her grandma, Ardell, for always being her rock and biggest supporter, and her Uncle Mark and Aunt Sharon for everything they have done for her and the love and support they show her every day. She would like to thank her family and friends for their continued support throughout their journey. Sheridan is getting pinned by her grandma Ardell and her husband Blake Machette.
We have Malia Bowens. Malia Bowens is from Wolf Point, Montana. She plans on working in labor and delivery and then transition into the ER ICU at Northern Montana Hospital. She eventually plans on working at Benefis Hospital, Great Falls, Montana. She plans on attaining her BSN and then going on to become a nurse practitioner. Malia wants to thank her kids who inspire her to keep pushing through hard things. Malia is getting pinned by her dad, daughter, and son.
Next, we have Delora Sedilio. Doesn't have a typical hometown. She is a military brat, so she had to move around a lot. It calls a lot of places home. Delora is not sure which hospital or floor she wants to work on yet, but she is keeping an open mind about it. She is planning on moving to Coeur d'Alene and starting this new chapter with her best friend Tanner. Life's a bit of an adventure now, and she's just taking one step at a time. Delora is planning on continuing her education and working towards getting her BSN. She is deeply grateful for her family and friends for always staying by her and pushing her to the best. Their unwavering support and love have been her greatest source of motivation, and she's going to do everything she can to make them proud. Delora is getting pinned by her mother, Muriel.
Kaya Doney. Kaya Doney is from Columbus, Montana. She plans on returning to MSUN to work on her BSN and staying on campus, improving her skills with the extracurricular activities she's involved in. Kaya would like to thank her family and friends supporting her through all of the challenges she has overcome to achieve her goals and better herself for the future. She would also like to thank and congratulate her cohort for sticking it out the last 2 years and being one step closer to their goals. Kaya is getting pinned by her mom.
Macy Ford. Macy Ford is from Havre, Montana. Macy plans to do the new graduate program at MHC after graduation and work in Havre for 2 years. She then plans to sign a traveling contract. Macy plans to further her education by getting her BSN through MSUN after graduating from the ASN program. Macy would like to express her gratitude to her mom, Stephanie, for always being there for her, listening to her no matter the time, or allowing her to be dramatic before picking her up and reminding her that she can do it. She has been Macy's rock throughout this wild roller coaster. Nope.
Trying to yell at me if it's still
Okay. Now it's time for that ACLS. Okay. She would like to thank Mark and Steph Maxwell for their constant support and belief in her. She would also like to thank everyone else who has helped her through this journey and for being here today. Macy is being pinned by her mom, Stephanie.
Mattia Gray. Mattia Gray is from Havre, Montana. She has been working as a med tech at the care center for nearly 9 years, and it has been a rewarding experience. Mattia enjoys the work and the environment, so after graduation, she plans to continue her career there. Mattia has been working toward this moment for years, and she could not have done it without the unwavering support from her husband, Merrill, and their children, Gabriella and Augustus. They have lifted her up during the toughest times, celebrated her successes, and encouraged her through every challenge. Their love and belief in her have been her greatest strength. She's forever grateful. Mattia is getting pinned by her husband, Merrill.
Carly Hawkins. Carly Hawkins is from Vancouver, Washington. She plans on moving back to Washington and working in oncology. Carly plans to retain her bachelor's degree in nursing. Carly wants to thank Aiden, her mom, dad, grandma, Grancy, Papa, Maya, Tyler, and is it Byron? Brent, for being her biggest supporters. Carly is being pinned by Nicole and Kirk Hawkins.
Peyton Kerwin. Peyton Kerwin is from Billings, Montana. After graduation, she plans on moving back to Billings and working at St. Vincent Healthcare on the cardiac floor or in the ER. She also plans on attaining her bachelor's degree in nursing through MSU-N. Peyton would like to thank her mom, Chris, and her dad, Kevin, and brother, Colton, for being her biggest supporters and inspiring her to pursue her career in nursing. She hopes she can become half the nurse her dad is, and he is one of her biggest inspirations. She would also like to thank her boyfriend, Zach, for being with her every step of this journey and being the best partner she could ever have asked for. And she could not imagine going through life without him. Peyton is getting pinned by her dad, Kevin.
Jill Marcinko. Jill is from Rockland, Saskatchewan, Canada. She plans on going back to Canada and finishing her BSN. She plans to work in critical care and to earn her flight nurse training. Jill would like to thank her family and her friends for always pushing her to do her best and the professors for helping her succeed. She would also like to thank her classmates for supporting one another during their time through the program, as well as MSU-Northern rodeo team for their never-ending support. Jill is getting pinned by her mom, Michelle, and her dad, Curtis.
Kimberly Martinez. Kimberly Martinez is from Rupert, Idaho. She plans on continuing her business in aesthetics as a medical esthetician and working in the emergency room. Kimber plans on continuing her education to eventually become a nurse practitioner. Kimber would like to thank her family for their constant support, the friends who listen to her complaints, the clients who always encourage her, and her classmates that understood it all. Kimber is getting pinned by her husband, Mark.
Rebecca Moberg. Rebecca is from Lafayette, Louisiana. She plans on working at Northern Montana Healthcare on the med-surg floor, as well as attaining her bachelor's degree in nursing. Rebecca is thankful for the love and support from her husband and children. She would like to thank her aunt, Kayla, cousin Amber, her dad, Granny, Papa, for encouraging her, her best friend Kaya, who has been her anchor for the last 2 years. Rebecca is getting pinned by her husband Mike, daughter Bailey, son Bubba, and grandson Landon.
Good muffin in there.
Macy Molinario. Macy Molinario is from Prairie, Montana. She plans on moving to Great Falls to start her nursing career at Great Falls Clinic Hospital. She plans on continuing her schooling to get her bachelor's degree in nursing. Macy wants to thank all her professors, Debbie, her family, Lauren, and her friends. Everyone showed endless support in her journey. Macy is getting pinned by her dad, Damon.
Do you think you can put on?
Our next pitcher, Bradley Patricks. Bradley Patricks is from Great Falls, Montana. He has accepted a position in the endoscopy lab at Benefis Health System in Great Falls, Montana. Bradley is continuing his studies in the BSN program at MSU-Northern and is currently deciding between pursuing an advanced practitioner role as a certified registered nurse anesthetist or a family nurse practitioner. He would like to thank his husband Isaiah for supporting throughout their educational journey, which began 14 years ago. Bradley would also like to thank his son Asher, for who has sacrificed so much while Bradley has been in this program and has never once complained about it. Bradley is getting pinned by Dr. Kumar, a professor who has been a positive role model and a type of nurse Bradley aspires to become.
Isaiah Patricks. Isaiah is from Alexandria, Virginia. He has accepted a position in the endoscopy lab at Benefis Health System in Great Falls, Montana. Isaiah is continuing his studies in the BSN program at MSU-Northern and plans to become an advanced practitioner as either a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner or family nurse practitioner. He would like to thank his husband Brad for inspiring him to go into healthcare and for always being his biggest supporter during this journey. Isaiah would also like to acknowledge his son, Asher, for his patience and understanding during this rigorous program. Isaiah is getting pinned by Dr. Kumar, who has been a consistent educator and positive role model during his time at MSU-Northern.
Christina Ralston. Christina Ralston is from Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania. She plans on going anywhere she can to make a difference, and her goal is to one day become a nurse practitioner. Christina would like to thank her family for putting up with her head buried in books for the last few years, and all the faculty and staff at Northern for supporting her through her educational journey thus far.
Andy, what cover? What?
Christina is getting pinned by her mom, Tammy.
Hannah Vendel. Hannah Vendel is from Sydney, Montana. She plans to go back to Sydney to work at Sydney Health Center on the med surg floor. She plans to get her bachelor's degree in nursing and plans to go to nurse practitioner school in the future. Hannah wants to thank her family, especially her parents, friends, professors, and nurses in Sydney. Hannah is being pinned by her mom, Sherry, and her dad, Lee.
Hey, Hannah!
Barely. It is my pleasure to welcome the class of 2025 into the nursing fold, and in so doing, we will recite the Florence Nightingale Pledge. The pledge is akin to that of the Hippocrates Oath that the physicians take, and it talks about the values and goals of nursing as such. So I would like the graduates to stand, please. The pledge is in the back of your book. And if all the other nurses could also stand and join us, that would be quite an honor. I don't know if I have enough hands. Here we go. I solemnly pledge myself before God and in the presence of this assembly to pass my life in purity and to practice my profession with faith. I will save whatever is mysterious and mischievous, and will not take or knowingly administer any harmful drug. I will do all in my power to maintain and elevate the standard in my profession, and will hold in confidence all personal matters related to my duty and all my family affairs coming to my knowledge in the practice of my calling. With loyalty, I will to aid the physician in his work and devote myself to the welfare of those committed to my care. Thank you.
Is where our trust is without borders. Let us walk upon the water wherever you would call us.
Dear Heavenly Father, I thank you for getting me through, because without you, there's no way. I thank you, God, for giving me the strength every single day. When I wanted to quit, you were right there saying, get back up. God, I thank you for everything that you're doing. I thank you for safety and protection over us as nurses. I thank you, Lord, that you give us a gut feeling, a strong intuition when we need to be stopped. And I thank you for keeping us safe, nurses, to help heal the broken, be an encouraging word in the now season for somebody that needs it. Thank you for everything you've done and getting us this far. In your name we pray. Amen. Kimberly. Kimberly Martinez.
I put it on my phone, guys. Let's just start by saying we never really had our act together. Since the beginning of the program, we could never really agree on anything. Half of the time, we were probably more confused than our patients. There was drama, stress, and group chats that probably came with a warning label. But here we are. Somehow we did it. We made it through. We survived clinicals and preceptorships. We raised actual money during a fundraiser that we couldn't even agree on. We smelled like ham and cheese according to our first years. And Duke, who farted through half of our lectures and honestly probably taught us more about gas than any GI unit ever did. Even in chaos, we grew. We showed up, we stuck with it, and we did something not everyone can do. I wanted to write a speech that wasn't just my experience, but about all of us. So what I'm sharing today is a reflection of everything that we've been through together. I was able to collect thoughts and stories from many of our classmates And while I'm the one speaking, the speech is us. If we could go back to day one, the best advice we give is simple. Just breathe. And to remind ourselves, it will be okay. Yep, that's it. That's the whole pep talk, and honestly, it just might have been enough. Because what we are walking into wasn't just school, it was survival, transformation, a full identity crisis, all rolled into 2 years. Imagine being 45 minutes into your first day at your preceptorship when a patient rolls in mid-anaphylaxis. You don't know where anything is, you can't help your nurse, so the only move, you run and yell for a doctor. Yeah, that was me. And I stood there thinking, what the hell did I just sign up for? But hey, I didn't quit, and neither did any of us. We cried in bathrooms, in cars, and definitely in Kumar's farm class. We failed exams we studied so hard for, only to end up in the break room huddled together, calculating how many points we needed just to pass. We learned how to fake confidence until we actually had it, and more importantly, we learned how to ask for help when it mattered. We were humbled repeatedly, but we kept going. We went from being terrified of our first clinicals to confidently assisting during trauma flights. We figured out ACLS algorithms, meds, and rhythms. We connected with patients. We watched people receive devastating diagnoses alone, and we stood by them, even when we didn't know what to say. The moment we finally felt like a nurse looked different for each of us. For some, it wasn't until their very last clinical when they realized, soon I'll be the one doing this. That quiet realization hit harder than anything else. It wasn't just panic, it was just it. Some of us had to learn the hard way, to let ourselves be vulnerable. If you're unsure of something, don't just do it. People like to teach, so ask. That's not weakness, that's safety, that's growth. And then there were moments that can't be made up, like caring for a patient who believed he was possessed, and let's just not say what body part was involved. That's not in textbooks, that's just nursing school. But those wild, unpredictable human moments taught us something. We don't flinch anymore, we don't freeze, we jump in. That moment when we thought, I'm in this for real, that's when everything changed. That's when burnout hit, and believe me, it hit us all. We did the best we could. Some of us found peace in the gym. We went on walks. We leaned on each other and said, let's suffer together, but at least with snacks. And somehow it worked. Some of us struggled mentally, emotionally, personally, and somehow the timing of this program brought the right people at the right moments. One of us hit a deep mental health low during psych. Ironically, it was that exact class and that exact professor that helped them keep going. So thank you, Professor Z. That's the kind of program this has been. It's been messy but meaningful, and somewhere in between the chaos and the caffeine, we became something more. I'm proud of everything we've done, even if I learned not to procrastinate. I'm proud of all of us for making it through real-life struggles. We fought through grief, trauma, physical illness, mental exhaustion, and we showed up over and over again. And there's a day when someone just calls us a nurse, and it hits different. It wasn't just a label anymore, it was a title we earned, or at least we're trying so hard to earn. Through the breakdowns and the breakthroughs, through late night cramming and early morning clinicals, through failures, recoveries, mistakes, and all of the milestones, we are a class that couldn't agree on anything, but we made it through everything. We are the class that laughed too loud, cried too hard, and got back on anyways and fought. Sometimes with each other, but still, we are a class that started as strangers and ended as teammates, or at least bickering siblings. We walked in thinking we couldn't do this, now we walk out knowing that we can. Because no matter what, where we go from here, guys, we are nurses.
At this time, we'd like to ask Dr. Kevin Parada to come say a few words to the graduating class.
Well, thank you, everyone. I'm Kevin Parada. I'm the CEO at Northern Montana Healthcare and practicing physician internist. And I think they brought me here to welcome you to healthcare. Your education is over. Well, it's not never over, but you are now going to be practicing nurses. And, one of the advantages of going last is I get some speech help from all the other speeches. So a little caveat is you'll never have your act together. So we all think we do. The physicians you work with, the nurses you work with, we never have our act together. That's why we call it the art of medicine. No patient is the same, no situation is the same. And so it's an adapting profession that really keeps you on your toes, and it makes it unboring. I'm also here to welcome you to the team. I can stand up here and say that I put in 5 IVs in my entire career. And we all know that nothing happens without our nursing staff. And so you are part of the team, and we welcome you to part of the team. And we can't wait to have you on the team. And I'll put this plug was going to come at the end, but I'll shamelessly say, if you're undecided, Northern Montana Healthcare has plenty of patients to take care of us. So come join us. So today you get a pin, physicians get a white coat. But the reason why these ceremonies and these symbols are so meaningful is because it's the end of nothing. It's the beginning of everything. And it represents the beginning of a wonderful journey. Your pin represents your commitment to caring for someone who can't care for themselves. You probably don't know them. You may not see them again, and may be ungrateful for their care. But you know, and we all know, that caring for people is the highest calling and the most rewarding. Your achievements today will be played out again and again, over and over, with every patient you see, with every life you touch, through the thousands of patients you see throughout your entire career. So my encouragement to you is that every day you go to work, as you've heard from your colleagues, it will be hard, it will be tiring, but remember what an honor it is to be a nurse. For a better frame of reference, the famous Gallup poll for the 23rd straight year has the nursing profession as the most trusted profession there is. I do hope the physicians will up their game, but I hope you guys also continue to beat us. But I hope you remember that you have the ability and you also have the platform to make a significant impact in every patient and every person you come into contact with. So today I would say enjoy it and celebrate. Then it's time to get out, get to work, and make a difference. So I truly thank you for letting me talk, and I wish you the best. Thank you.
So just some final words before we let the students go. Graduates, as you step forward into this profession, remember, nursing is not only about procedures and protocols. It is about listening when no one else will, advocating for those who cannot, and standing strong even in the face of uncertainty. Let your knowledge guide you, let your heart lead you. The world needs you, your skill, your strength, and your compassion. Wear your pin proudly. You have earned it. And with it comes responsibility and privileges to make a difference one patient at a time. On behalf of the faculty, yes, us, we will miss you and we do love you. But also too, we are secretly relieved that you will now be aggravating the hospital administration. So that is you. I'm just kidding. We love them, and we have a little gift we're going to give them right now. We have something for each and every one of you. So while they're passing this out, I want to ask the graduates, do you remember what I had you do on the first day?
Yes. Why do you want to be a nurse?
Why do you want to be a nurse? Well, guess what? You get those letters back today as well.
I think the letters
So
are
I want you to read them after you get done with your families tonight. If you're sitting quietly, I want you to read them tonight and see how much you've changed. But I also want to challenge you to read it Save it and read it 5 years from now. Or when you're having a day that you're not sure why you chose this profession. Okay? But also too, we are always here for you if you need us. You know, I think each one of you has our cell phone numbers. We expect to hear from you, and I will be contacting you too after you graduate to go, are you studying for your boards? Make sure, because that is the final test you have. So I am challenging this class. I want 100% pass rate. We're going to do it, right? Yeah. So that's Professor Kumar, Professor Fuller. I'm passing these out. I'll wait till you get done. But we just want you to enjoy these gifts. It's a little token from us to you, because you do really remain with us as you leave, even though we may not remain with y'all, but we hope that maybe someday that we're the voice in your head going, Duke said don't do that. Lula said, what are you doing? Or Kumar sitting there going, I think you got this. You got it. But just remember, when life gets overwhelming, take that breath and just know it's going to be okay. Those are the words we told you on that first day when y'all were so overwhelmed. And look at you now, you were here spinning. It did go by fast, didn't it? They never believe me when I say that. It's going to go by really quickly. So I hope you enjoy your cups. Remember, they do not throw them away. You can drink out of them 20 years from now, okay? So they're all getting a little bracelet, a keychain, and a cup that says 2025 ASN, I survived nursing school. So with that, I want to congratulate each and every one of you on your hard work. We're so very proud of you. And if the graduates would stand. I would like to present the graduating class of 2025.